And in West Virginia, we're 20 up, 20 points up. These just came out. They came out today. And then in a head-to-head with Sleepy Joe Biden on a national basis. I am really into the states because, you know, you run. Remember Hillary used to complain? But I never did a national. You know, I think winning the vote, overall vote, is almost easier than the Electoral College. But you remember last year she complained. She used to campaign in the wrong states. The next step, but they probably learned. But in the national poll, we're leading against Sleepy Joe Biden. We're leading. And that's a Rasmussen poll, head-to-head. No, we're leading head-to-head against Sleepy Joe. So I just thought I'd do that. Remember in the old days, 4 years ago, I used to read the polls. I'd drive them crazy. And they'd say, oh, that's not right. I turned out to be right. You know? So I want you to hear it. It's on television now. It's the only way we get it on because they don't put it on. They're fake and they're corrupt people. They're fake. They're corrupt. I mean, I never watched CNN, but I had to see it this morning to see. So I watched them for a little while. I watched MSDNC, owned by Comcast, right? MSDNC. And you watch these polls and you say, oh, this is terrible. They're fake polls. They're fake. They're total fake. These are real polls. We're going to win in Florida. We're going to win in Pennsylvania, I think. I mean, look at this venue. You have thousands of people across the street that couldn't get in. They couldn't get in because, honestly, Secret Service wasn't that well equipped. They didn't expect because we just set this place up. We just set it up. And think of it. So we have a venue and the governor that counts the ballots, right? The governor counts the ballots. And we're watching you, Governor, very closely in Philadelphia. We're watching you. A lot of bad things. A lot of bad things happen there with the counting of the votes. We're watching you, Governor Wolf, very closely. We're watching you. But the same guy that makes it impossible for us to get a venue, we just got this thing literally hours ago. And to have people across the street trying to get in is amazing. I mean, it's amazing. Which tells you, and I don't know if you saw the Ohio rally, we had 35, 40,000 people. Thank you very much. Nah, I forget it. Thank you. Now, one of them had a guest this morning. I really watched it for this reason. I mean, I had to look. It started off, COVID. Don't go and vote. Don't go and vote. You know who's not voting? The Democrats. They're not voting. You know, if you look at some of these early polls, so we're supposed to be way down in the initial week because it's the fake ballots, right? The phony ballots that are all crooked as hell. And then we catch up. But we have states where we're leading in early voting. That's trouble because we win everything from here on in. We win everything. Just get out there and vote, or if you have an absentee, send it in. But you know what? There's nothing like getting out and voting. I did it 2 days ago. I went and voted. And it was so good. You know, I went in Florida at Palm Beach. I said, okay, I'm here to vote. And the woman was fantastic. Sir, do you have identification? I said, just happen to have my passport. Sir, do you have any additional identification? I do. She said, thank you very much. And she was good. I mean, she was doing what you have to do. She was good. She was totally good. I hear this guy back there. So she did a great job. And you know what? It was a beautiful thing because there's no way you can cheat. I mean, then they said, here, do this, and here, sir, you can, you know, they give you a booth, you sit down, you do what you have to do. You get up, they fold it, they put it in, then you put it in the machine yourself. They don't want to touch it. It was so professional. There's no way you can cheat with these ballots. Who's sending them? Who's receiving them? Who's bringing them back? Who's signing them? It's ridiculous. It's the only way we can lose, in my opinion, is massive fraud. And that's what's happening because all over the country, you're seeing it. thousands and thousands of ballots. How about the military ballots that were thrown into a garbage can with the name Trump on it? So all we can say is law enforcement is watching Nevada. It's watching Philadelphia and Pennsylvania, by the way, but Philadelphia in particular, because they had a lot of strange things happen over the years in Philadelphia. And we're watching you, Philadelphia, and we're watching at the highest level. And we're watching the Democrat governor who's got his state shut down, a great state, North Carolina, he's got it shut down. We're watching North Carolina. We're watching Michigan. Oh, that's another one. We're leading by 2 points in Michigan, right? Hadn't been won in decades until I won it 4 years ago. We're leading in Michigan, and we should be. I brought a lot of car business and brought a lot of car plants in. They hadn't had a plant built in 42 years or so.